It's Ash from Super Videos back for another live Q&A. This is a Q&A following Season 6, Episode 11 of Fear the Walking Dead, which was called The Holding. Let me just adjust this camera right here. As always, let me know if there's any issues with the stream, audio, video, anything like that. Let me know. I think the camera's not centered. Anyway. Animated Alex, will there be spoilers? Yes, there will be spoilers from Season 6, Episode 11, which is the episode that probably just ended. But no actual spoilers from future episodes. Just this one episode that aired, like, right now. Glad you could join, Animated Alex. Depending on how many people show up, we might make this stream a little bit shorter because last time there wasn't too many people on, so we'll see how much activity there is to decide how long we're gonna run the stream. General thoughts about this episode. I know I did my prediction and review and I shared most of my thoughts there, but just some general things about this episode. I thought that it was a good paced episode and there was definitely a lot of very interesting and new things that we saw in this episode that we haven't seen in the world of The Walking Dead or the universe. We've seen bits and pieces of different aspects of it or different remixes of it, but nothing quite like what we saw in this episode. So because of that obviously made it a little more interesting, at least to me. But at the same time, there was a potential connection to a bigger storyline when it comes to The Walking Dead. So that also was another part of it that made it more interesting, I would say, for me. Generally speaking, I would say it was a very strong episode. Probably my top 3 episodes of Season 6. But I think coming off of the episode, things that I've heard, it was, or I could say that it was a little overhyped. It wasn't as great as people make it out to be this episode, but it was a solid episode for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. One of the top, like I said, top 3, top 4 episodes. Animated Alex, okay, I'll ask one question and go. What did you think of John's death? See ya, Ash. Glad you could join, Animated Alex, for the short period of time. To answer your question, what did I think of John's death? There's a lot of different layers to it. He died a little too early. I think that he was a character that they should have kept around for a little bit longer. They underutilized him a little bit, especially in Season 5 or 4 and 5. Like right after he was introduced, it was good, but then they just completely underutilized his character. So he could have done more. I wasn't a fan of the way they killed him, especially because of how similar it was to the way that Dakota killed Nick. So because of that, that was definitely a big flaw for me. But aside from that, I just didn't like him dying in general and the way he was killed. But visually, the way they carried out his death, how it came full circle, and everything like that, with June coming to find him, wash ashore, was definitely gut-wrenching. And I think that they did that very well. But just to answer your question, I didn't like his death because I thought that he was a strong character that they could have kept. And also the way they killed him, I wasn't a fan of. Magnet, I'm not even gonna pretend, or not Magnet. Sorry, can't read. Let me get closer a little bit. Margaret, and then I'm not gonna pronounce your last name because I'm gonna butcher it. Dakota didn't kill Nick, or I mean Charlie. Sorry, thanks for correcting me. I meant Charlie. Like it was very close to how Charlie killed Nick. Animated Alex, John's death basically was if Rick died. Yeah, it definitely had a lot of similarities and not connections, but things that were very similar to say the least, with what happened to Rick, with the bridge, the river, and everything like that. So I do see where you're coming from there, Alex. Margaret just corrected me in that last comment, saying that Dakota didn't kill, or Dakota killed John. Yeah. But I'm interested to know everyone's thoughts about this episode. And I'm talking about the last episode that aired, which is The Holding. What did you all think of it? I mean, I shared my overall thoughts in my prediction at the end. And also I gave you a little bit snippet here at the start of this video as well. First name is Margot, silent T. Margot, okay. Let me know if I got it right now, Margot. Animated Alex, okay, I'm gonna go. Sorry, I gotta leave early. No worries, glad you were able to join, Alex. Smash that like button before you leave, though. I think the episode is like ending right about now. I thought it ended like 5 minutes ago, but apparently not. So I think people may be joining right after the episode ends. So we might see some more people on, hopefully. Animated Alex will do, LOL. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Giuseppe De Rosa. Ash, what's up, man? How are you, Giuseppe? It's been a while. Glad you're able to join the stream. Margot, yeah, that's right. I like this episode tonight. Next week looks interesting too. Maybe that's next week. I'll find out Thursday. I have AMC Plus. Yeah, I've been able to watch these episodes like a few days early as well. But yeah, next episode looks really good. It looks intense. I disagree with you. I don't think anyone's gonna die. At least no one that we actually care about. Especially because we're coming off of a big death with John. So if anything, they're probably gonna give us a big death at the end or near the end of the season. Giuseppe, what did you think about Here's Negan? I absolutely loved it. I mean, it was a little light in terms of the storyline, especially if we compare it to the comic book, but they did great with what they had, and I'm hoping that this is not it. I'm hoping that this is just the start of Here's Negan, and we're gonna get more and more into, or dive more into his backstory in spin-offs or Tales of Walking Dead or something. So because of that, I'm not gonna say that it was bad, because I'm hoping that we get some more in the future. But the episode, as far as what we saw, I think it was great. Like I said, a little light, but I enjoyed what they did and how everything came together in that episode. I have it like a full-on review of that episode if you're interested. But yeah, just generally speaking, I think they did great with what they had. Giuseppe, I just finished basic training. Oh yeah, I remember you were going to the military. How was that? Giuseppe, so I'll be back now, Ash. Awesome to see. Thank you for joining the stream. Giuseppe, I really wanted to see how Negan took over the Saviors. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't actually see that in Here's Negan. But like I said, they set it up in a way, or they ended it in a way where it's definitely possible that that's where they're going to go next. So we should be hopeful that we'll get something like that. Margot, for the show Here's Negan, was good backstory. I hope they expand on his backstory in some of these after series shows. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that was the consensus throughout the fandom. It was a great episode, But comparing it to the comic storyline, it was a little underwhelming. But everyone is hoping and expecting that we will see something else afterwards. Be it like a mini series or a show on its own, or a spin-off, which is a show on its own, but you know what I mean, or a movie or something. So I think that's the consensus throughout the fandom, that it was a good episode, but we want to see more. Margot Negan, damn autocorrect. I didn't even notice you spelt it wrong. I autocorrected it back in my head. Now that we are talking about season 6 of Fear, this is something I wanted to bring up in one of the streams. I read like an article somewhere that said season 6 of Fear is the best season of any Walking Dead show for quite a long time. And I completely disagree with that. I think season 6, as good as it's been, it's definitely had some flaws, some big flaws, I think, but as good as it's been overall, I think it's saying that it's the best season of Fear, or saying that it's the best season in general of any Walking Dead universe, or even saying that it's the best Fear season, it's, I don't think, accurate. I think it's just overhyping it a little bit, and there's a word I'm looking for, but it doesn't come to me, but they're saying it's more good than it actually was. There's a word for it. I can't think of it, but I don't think it's as great as people make it out to be. But definitely interested to know what everyone else thinks about that. Giuseppe De Rosa, I miss Rick. Absolutely. I'm hoping we get some more Rick news, like the movie news. I think it's been way too long, and I just want to see something. You know, a small teaser of Rick just walking. An actual teaser of Rick walking is even good enough for me to get excited again about the movies. Giuseppe, has the Rick movie begun filming? Not yet, but they did say it's going to start filming in this summer. But I don't think it's actually started yet. To be honest, I think Andrew Lincoln is still in the UK. I think, but I could be wrong about that. But obviously, they're filming in the US, so Andrew Lincoln has to come first before they can do any sort of filming. But one thing about the Rick movies that I think is a positive news, is positive news despite how long it's taken, is that Andrew Lincoln himself will be one of the producers, which to me just says that Andrew Lincoln really believes in the project and wants it to go ahead. But also it tells me that maybe there could have been some challenges budget-wise. Not just budget-wise, but like budget and story and everything, where Andrew Lincoln is like, I want to have a say in this. You know what I mean? Everything that comes to what a producer is able to kind of do, or what they're able to influence when it comes to the project that they're doing. This thing is driving me crazy. I feel like everywhere I turn, I'm not in the center of the frame. Anyway. One other thing I wanted to mention, but this is specific to this episode of Fear 611. They did two things that I didn't think they were gonna do. Like, it was shocking to me. One was how quickly at least the compound that they had, the underground tunnels that the And It's the Beginning group had, was destroyed, like how fast that was destroyed. And two is the possible connection that they brought forward when it comes to the CRM. So those two I was definitely shocked to see, and I'm interested to see if there's anything more with that, or what's gonna happen there. But these two things definitely made me appreciate this episode a little bit more. Even if there is no real connection, just the fact that they brought this up and it's possible, I think it's enough for me to get excited. Uh, Giuseppe, when do you think we'll get a trailer? I think I did a video like putting it all together, like predicting when that's gonna be. But I think let's say they start filming in the summer, like let's say July at the latest, right? Usually, how long does a movie take to film? Let's say 5 months, 6 months for this type of movie. It may be more, but let's just go with 6 months. That would take us to July, August, September, October, November, to the December period, right? And then they're gonna do the marketing at that point. So I think at the end of the year, we might see some sort of a trailer, teaser, or something along those lines. Because at that point, they would probably have been finished filming. Post-production would not be done at that point, or I don't think it would. So they would still have a little bit more work to do before it's out. But I think at that period, or in that period, it'll be, they'll be at a point where they might have something to put out, like a unpolished trailer or something. Because obviously, if you don't know, when they do trailers, usually, or not usually, sometimes it's not like the movie is completely done when they put the trailers out, but they just have enough to do a trailer. So I think they might do something similar in this circumstance as well. So the questions have died down a little bit. Something else that I want to bring up before we get some more questions. Um, so when it comes to what we're gonna what content there's gonna be on the channel, I think I did a post about this already, and I talked about it on a stream. But when it comes to the Walking Dead content that we're gonna do, so obviously season 6 of Fear, we're gonna continue with what we're doing. So breakdowns, reactions, and live streams right after the episodes. When it comes to season 7, I don't know if we're gonna do any of that. We'll see. I'll have to see where this season ends and how much excitement there is around the show at that time. But there's a possibility that we might just continue on with what we're doing. But obviously, we're gonna have to wait and see where things go. That's for Fear. When it comes to the original show, season 11, we're gonna do it all. Especially because it's the final season. We're gonna do it all, everything that we've been doing before with The Walking Dead, breakdowns, reactions, even streams like this one after the episode, and all of that. So we're gonna do a lot of content when it comes to season 11. When it comes to season 2 of World Beyond, I'm probably only going to do breakdowns of the trailers only one breakdown, like the immediately following the episodes. You know what I mean? Like for the next episode, things like that, and also the reactions. So those two only for World Beyond season 2. And then when it comes to the this is further obviously, but when it comes to the fourth spin-off with Daryl and Carol, only a reaction to the first episode, whenever that's going to be. We're not going to continue on with the fourth spin-off, like reacting and all of that. I will watch obviously, and I might do videos from time to time, but the focus will definitely not be on that show when it starts. And obviously when the movies come, we're gonna do it all. I'm gonna break down the trailers, I'm gonna talk about it when I watch. When it comes to reactions to the movies, it depends on the medium. Like if it comes out on AMC or something like that, like a medium where you can watch at home, I'll probably watch, and I might do a quick short reaction as well. But if it comes out in theaters, then there's obviously no way I'm going to be able to do a reaction. So we'll see where that or how that goes. But when it comes to Walking Dead content, that's pretty much where we're going to be at when we go or going forward. Non-Walking Dead content, obviously we are doing reactions to other shows, and I'm going to continue on the schedule that I posted. Obviously, things are going to change a little bit from time to time, and the shows we're going to cover may change a little bit, but just to kind of put it more generically, you could say, we're going to react to 2 shows concurrently every week. And then most likely what's going to happen every week, it's going to alternate between shows. If you don't know what I mean, look at the schedule that we have for this month. Something like this, but obviously the shows may change a little bit. Right now, the shows that we are doing are... so we're doing the Invincible show, which is the Robert Kirkman's new show. It's an animated show. We're doing that. I'm doing Better Call Saul. Also, Money Heist. And there was another one. Oh, The Witcher. These 4. So 2 of these every week, and then it alternates every other week. And then every Saturday, every 2 weeks, I'm gonna do The Boys. Obviously, I watched season 1. I just did season 2, episode 1 today. But we'll continue that as well. But it's gonna be every 2 weeks, every Saturday. Depending on where we go and how much I want to watch season 3 when it's out and how much you want to see it, we might do season 3 as well. But obviously when the new seasons of Mandalorian comes out and even Stranger Things and everything like that, we'll do those as well. It'll just update or it'll impact the schedule a little bit. So we'll mix and match things. But that's pretty much everything in terms of the schedule that we're going to have when it comes to Walking Dead and non-Walking Dead content. Alright, let me see how long we've been going. Yeah, we've been going for almost 30 minutes. So I'll stick around for another maybe couple minutes to see if there's any more people joining for questions and everything. But this was pretty much it for this stream. And I don't think I have anything else I wanted to share in this stream. But yeah, let's give it a few more minutes to see if there's any more questions, and then we'll call it a night. I hope everyone can still see me and hear me, because it says there's like 6 people on the stream, but my questions kind of died down around here, so I don't know if there's any issues on the stream or if the questions aren't showing up, but I hope you guys can still hear me and see me. Just gonna double check to make sure we're all good. I think we should be good. Alright, so we'll give it another maybe 2 minutes, and if there's no more questions and no more comments, we're gonna call it a night. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this stream. I hope people who were on enjoyed this. We're gonna do the same thing next week after next Sunday's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. My reaction will come a little bit earlier, most likely, unless something happens. But the reaction will come out earlier. But we will have the Sunday night streams again next week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope to catch you on